Well, people. We are here after a somewhat disappointing 1-1 draw. He certainly had to fight back from the first half early score that they got against us. Chris Wood having the season of his life currently. But we, like I said, got some heroics from Jota the Shata. And definitely the Greek Scouser got us a little bit of breath of hope for something to happen in this matchup, but unfortunately, we were unable to find the heroics that we needed this time around, and it's kind of crazy. Once again, it's a header goal that actually at least brings us some type of relief in this one. But we are joined by everyone that's watched this panel has all watched the match, and we all have some certainly different viral reactions to this, I would say. We have the Irishman with us, we have Nolante with us, and we also have JK with us. And we hopefully have you in the chat. I'm sure that we're going to have some possible rivals or some possible neutrals. Or as I like to say, maybe it's some NPC teams out there that are going to jump into our stream here, because you know how it goes. Whenever we lose or draw or have a little bit of a hiccup in our walk, that's when all of a sudden everybody wants to come over and have an opinion. So we're going to see how viral this goes. We'll see. But for right now, let's introduce the panel. We have Brian. How are you doing, Brian?
Never been so depressed to completely and utterly nail a prediction in my life.
Yeah.
Played out exactly as I thought it would. Results, everything, the whole lot. Incredibly depressing, because we could see it coming a mile away. I could see it coming a mile away. Arne Slot could see it coming a mile away. So, yeah, we got done up like a kipper once again, as I say. Kryptonite.
Nolante, how are you doing today?
I'm disappointed, man. Honestly, I really am disappointed. I know I predicted one fun. Unfortunately, but again, you want to be proved wrong, and yeah, we should have had it. And again, I'm disappointed in the fact that Slot is getting what's the word I'm looking for? He's getting mowed. He's getting mowed. What I mean by he's getting mowed is the fact that he's scared to take him off, even if he's having a bad game. I would, Chiesa was, mate. Anyways, JK.
Yeah, JK. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm the only one who sort of. It was great to see. I think style-wise and how good we played, I think we were sort of back to our best today. I think that second half, I think we played real good. I'm actually disappointed that we didn't get the win, but I'm thinking like this as well. They scored first. We didn't score first, and they got an equaliser. They were non-existent in that second half. Even in the first half, realistically, were they great? No, they weren't. Chris Wood, where was Kanate at that time? That one sort of failure in defence cost us in that game. But for me, we should have won that game. But it was great to see a different type of energy today compared to like the Man United game. The only thing I'm with Nolante on that one. I think Chiesa was sort of perfect for a guy to come on who just wants to score a goal. Like he did against Accrington Stanley. Perfect.
He would have wanted to have his moment. He would have been looking for his moment. And I think, unfortunately, we didn't get the chance to see that opportunity be given to him. But
I would have brought him on instead of Curtis.
He could have possibly done a little bit better than what we saw from our Egyptian.
For me, Curtis shouldn't have came on. He should have came on. Because I think Slot seen it. There was that we could win this game.
Yeah.
I seen it. I was like, ooh, like Salah had a few chances. I think Salah played all right. He always make something happen. Look at, he got played off the line,
Yeah,
this and that.
yeah.
Goalie made a top save on one of them. I thought he was in. So for
Yeah.
me, Salah, I would have kept Salah on as well. I would have just put Chiesa on instead of Jones. I think Jones weren't really needed at that time. I think Gravenberch was doing a top job. He was sort of playing like a centre back and a DM all in one and going forward with the ball. I think he looked great. We didn't need Curtis. I think Chiesa was the guy. But the bigger picture being, look, I said before the game, I was seeing a lot of draws today. I got the Chelsea one right, the Man City one right, and I said 3-3 between Fulham and West Ham, and it was 3-2. So I was pleased. I was sort of close on them. I just thought we would win it. That was the only one. I think if we scored another and West Ham, Fulham scored another, I would have got all of them right, the predictions. So I'm just a little bit disappointed, but all in all, it could have been a game which he lost. You know, fans are going to be disappointed. But
it could have been a
could have lost
1-0.
that. So like, but the energy showed in the second half for me. Szoboszlai, welcome, bro. He is. I think he's arrived now. Today, second half, Szoboszlai, great. For me, man of the match for our team. I think he played real good.
Definitely is the engine. That's the reason why I would have picked him as the engine of our team. I don't know if he's the tailor or the stabilizer. Maybe Heiler is going to give us that reveal. But yeah, it was certainly something of a match today in which you end up with a 1-1 draw. Game that Forest really had one big chance, which is the chance they scored on. They had 6 shots to our 23. Oh, man. But out of those 23 shots, the keeper only had to make 5 saves. So that says a lot right there, too. Huh?
They were all sort of goal-bound shots that were going in. And he did about 2 real good saves.
Throwing their bodies in front of the ball, throwing the shots. The keeper coming out big. I mean, that save he made where he just got a piece on Diego's shot was a big time save. Diego could have easily made it to 2-1, but it is what it is.
I sort of agree with Alexander, Diaz, Salah, and Gakpo. I think they were okay. I think Diaz did like hold the ball when we needed him to. Salah was sort of dangerous the whole second half. You know, he was involved. Gakpo, that shot he took was going in. But they could have been better. Diaz, for me, look, like we've had this discussion about Diaz enough times. Diaz is the only guy who holds the ball for us for a long time. He did it today when we needed him to do it.
Yeah. It would have been
for him to come off with Curtis Jones. That was weird, man. Yeah. I'd rather have Diaz on than Curtis Jones, I'll tell you the truth. More likely to get a goal. Curtis had the ball.
I love Curtis, but I wouldn't have brought him in on this game, to tell you the truth.
I wouldn't have.
I just didn't think that this game wasn't centered towards him making a difference in it. And I think it was more suited towards Elliott, maybe even Chiesa coming off the bench, being the players that give us that lift. He went with, obviously, he only utilized 3 subs too, by the way, in this game. He utilized Simicast for Rabo, Diego in for Kanate, which was, again, was a strange substitution, but it is our coach going for it, obviously, by bringing in a striker for a center half, and then bringing out in the 75th minute, bringing on Curtis Jones for Lucho is a head scratcher. If you're going to bring out, if anything, I just don't know about that one. You bring out Lucho, okay, but maybe try something different. Like we saw Salah get to go central at one point. He was like central, if not on the left side, left central, if anything, at one point. I do something if you're gonna do if we're gonna be able to like adjust and to adjust the formation somewhat like that, then even if it means maybe even playing Kurt Salah as a 10 possibly, and then using him as using Chiesa out wide, or vice versa. Maybe use Chiesa as that 10, and then utilize keep Salah on for that moment that he does bring every once in a while. Whatever the case was, I would have brought on those two subs I would have made. I would have had Elliott in, and I would have made I would have had Elliott in. I would have had Chiesa.
Yeah. I think Elliott was sort of designed for that type of game. It was all us second half, What did they do? Nothing, Forest. I just felt an Elliott or a Chiesa, not a Jones. Jones wasn't needed today.
It wasn't.
It wasn't needed. Need someone with a bit of flair who holds the ball and actually does something to go get something, like where Jones, his direct initiative isn't, I'm going to get a goal here, where Chiesa, maybe Elliott is, or set up a goal, whatever it is. But I think Slot made the wrong sort of subs there today. He got a Simicast one, world class. First touch, both of them got a goal. I probably celebrated that. I was so happy for y'all scoring that.
Yeah, I don't know what and why he made those subs, but I mean, again, it's a weird situation in case of like, look, if you look at the momentum chart, or if you look at the possession chart, we absolutely controlled and held on to this game well. Let's be honest, Forest had no real qualms about us having the ball, and they did not look at all interested in trying to press us. They were basically saying, "Hey, we're going to stick as many players behind in the box as we possibly can, and if you can get something in, if you can get something through this, this gauntlet of players back out here, then more power to you. But we're not going to allow for you to have many clear looks at the goal." And it was simply that.
28%. That's our average possession for the season. 28%.
Oh, they got 29.
Right. So this is what they didn't do this tonight. This is what they do. This is them doing what they do in every single game. Fewest touches, fewest passes, all that. So this is them not throwing a rope it up, throwing a new tactic out there. It's just them doing what they've been doing all season.
Yeah. And they're fortunate that
none of it is new.
That's why they need them wingers on the side, because they need that fast sort of counter attack. That's their sort of gameplay. So you got Hudson-Odoi and Elanga on each side.
They were happy with that.
They were sort of non-existent for me. Them two, not really great. I don't think Forest were great. That's my opinion. I think they were there for the taking second half. We should have.
I will even say this. I agree too. By the way, it's something. I honestly look. Chris Wood got the goal that he wanted to get. However, I do think that Ali could have possibly gotten to that. By the way,
yeah.
I think he could have done better with that. That wasn't some, cracker of a shot. It wasn't like it was some. I thought that he could have done better with that shot, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but it was Kanate for me. That was the bigger problem. Virgil had to come over.
That too.
Weird goal. It was so poor defensively. It was a bit of a joke we let that goal in. I'm really surprised we let that goal in.
Mm-hmm.
Poor defending there.
Yeah.
I think that's the only time we saw a lack of concentration. But in the game of football, one lack of concentration costs you a goal nowadays. So I think Ali's not really back to his best. I think he hasn't looked right since he's come back from injury. Same as Kanate. I'm not playing Kanate Saturday against Brentford. I don't care.
He hasn't.
I'm not playing him. I'd rather play Gravenberch. Look how good Gravenberch.
But again, that's
centre back. We ain't buying no one. I'm playing Gravenberch. Yeah, man.
Well,
But
that's when
again,
they
that
realized
is
Forest weren't even going to cross the halfway line. We didn't even. It was like we don't need two centre halves. These guys
Yeah.
aren't even really going to attack
Mhm.
us.
Yeah, they only had Chris Wood up top, so we
Mhm.
only needed the one centre back.
Yeah.
So pretty
Basically,
easy, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Quanta was on the
it was a
bench, yeah.
bold move. It was a bold move, because people wouldn't have spotted it straight away. But Robbo and Ibu came off. So as Robbo and Ibu go off, it's like, okay, and he's bringing on Jota and Simi. Basically, you're
Mhm.
bringing on Jota for Ibu and saying, fuck it, we'll just go with one centre half.
Mm-hmm.
The two boys, Trent and then Grab, can drop back in
Mm-hmm.
and then go forward when he needs to. Because, they're not even going to attack us. Like we saw earlier in the game, they were letting Ibu
Yeah.
and Virgil carry the ball all the way into their half. They were no interest in going forward. Even at 1-1, they were like, cool, we'll take this. They'll take it. I mean,
Yeah,
they were
but
living on
also
the edge. They were living on the edge, but they were. If you'd offered them 1-1 before the game, they would have taken it. And I think they played for it. They played for the draw. They didn't try and go for the winner.
they played for the draw from the very beginning. They were when they got the goal, they knew that they were probably going to be safe with getting what they were shooting for.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's my percent. I gave out
No,
that
I
little
just
that little shout earlier about how it was 1990, 1999 were the last 2 years that we've ever scored more than one goal. Since 1984, it's the last two times we've scored more than one goal at City Ground, and it was also a case where they got that early goal, and it seemed like they were content. There were times when it was, Virgil with the ball at his foot, or even Kanate with the ball at his feet, where like they were yards off of them to say, and this is beyond the center stripe. They're basically saying, yes, we'll give you that. We're going to give you that. We're not going to allow for you to
you're
do
killing me here.
anything you want to do. What's that?
I said, you're killing me here tonight. You're killing me.
What did you want to say?
Center stripe. Oh, the center stripe. Sorry, I've got pain. My back is really sore.
Oh goodness, get
Center
over it.
stripe.
It's a global game, brother. Get over
I know,
it.
center stripe.
Oh,
Never.
get over it. Anyway,
I like something to go down at top of your head or something.
golly. Only Brian would be hard
No,
done
literally, you're the first one
over a word. Over a word. I already I'm saying center halves rather than center back. Isn't that good enough? Does that help you
No,
out?
but you're literally no. I just mean the first time I ever heard the term center stripe was you about 2 weeks ago.
Oh
Never
yeah,
heard.
the center stripe. Yeah. Well, that's where's the stripe at? Where's the line at? The center.
Yeah, I'm just saying we call it the halfway line. I just said I'd never heard of it before until you said.
No. Yeah, I guess maybe that's like a Brazilian thing. I guess.
Oh well, shit! Don't want to go down there.
Don't want to go. I'll go down there, but but all the same,
It's not even 10 o'clock over there. Holy fuck! Jeez,
I don't know. Anyhow, big up Beijing Pops in the house.
What were we talking about? Is he out there with the tweezer? What's he tuned into? Pops here is like about Brazilians and center stripes, and all of a sudden he appears in the chat.
Yeah, halfway
He's
line.
tuned
Red
into
stripe.
that's American.
Right. So yeah. What else was there about this game that made you kind of happy or cringeworthy? Which was it? I know I saw the Murillo shout. I think it was by Kevin that gave that shout. Someone gave a shout out in the chat for him. It was definitely their center halves were playing very well. They're definitely taking some liberties with some of the fouls or some of the challenges that they were doing. I think that I do think that if you give a yellow card to Nunez for his challenge in that Manchester United game, then I think you should have given a yellow to Murillo on his challenge.
Oh, he got away with one there.
I think he deserved a yellow for that challenge.
But they still gave him man of the match on TNT, which is like the whatever
against,
BT.
against Lucho.
Yeah, I've
They
been
gave
saying
him
it
the
for
man of
about
the match.
a great player. I think he's a great player. I've been saying it for ages now. I think he's a great player, really good player. I've known about him for a while. He's not someone that's going to be at Forest in 5 years. He's that guy. Same with the other lad. The other lad's older though.
Mhm.
27, Blankovic. He goes
Mhm.
22, 23, and he's getting man of the match against us. Yeah, he's a player. If he was playing for, I would love him. He would love him.
Oh man, wanted to get those points back from this team, but we were unable to do so. That's what hurts the most, I think. They're fortunate to get a goal against us at Anfield, and we couldn't do anything there. And then here we were definitely the team that was on the front foot, but unfortunately that front foot was not on any stable ground to get a goal to go in front of this team. A day that saw some of the other teams in the league, I guess you could say, stumble, if you want to call it that. We had some games that definitely were fortunately in our
City,
favor.
City doing the usual, throwing it away at the end, like they have been all season.
Yeah,
Taking a position and just throwing it away for no apparent reason.
yeah, because that's what. Yeah, we have like
Did they go 2-0 up? Did they go 2-0 up against Brentford, or was it?
They were up to
Yeah.
nothing. They were up to
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. What would they have done a year ago? Do you think they were losing with a 2-0 lead against anybody?
No.
And they've
No.
been doing it all year, throwing away leads, do that.
They don't do that.
Well, that's-
They don't do that.
Someone would say the same about Bournemouth going into the bridge. Like they were up early in that game, and then they allowed for Bournemouth to storm back, and then Chelsea got a late equalizer in that game.
Equalizer, yeah. I
My
had a feeling
prediction
they'll
that
be drawn them
was
games.
the two-
I had a
yeah.
feeling.
He had it, but my prediction that game was Bournemouth 2. I could see that happening because Chelsea are wobbling as well. Chelsea have been throwing
They have
away
been.
leads.
Mhm.
You know, they
They're
were
10 points
looking.
behind us.
Yeah, they started dropping a lot recently.
Yeah, they're really sort of the last month.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
As soon
by
as
the
they
way.
started talking about them as a title contender, it's gone downhill for them.
I think they
simple
won
as
one.
that.
Yeah, I think it was 1-4, Jake. I think
Mhm.
as soon as they got up to like being, Chelsea are right behind us, and I think they lost 3, or no, they won 1-4, or didn't win in 4, or something like that.
Mhm,
They just
mhm.
immediately dropped off. Like you
And they
said,
just
as soon as
about
they-
got a point today. Like we're 10 points ahead of them with a game in hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
So
6.
that's all good.
What was this game?
Can't wait for that Everton game now. Just to get the point on the board. As I think,
Yeah.
is it 12? I think Brian says it normally.
No, they've
I'd
been
rather
ever
have the
since
point on the board than the game in
they
hand.
they had JK. You know what they had? Just as you were speaking on, they were getting mentioned as title contenders, and I was saying I don't think they are. I was definitely
Same
saying
as.
I don't. You know, I was like, you know, do they have a good team? Certainly, they have a good team in the sense of they have 48 players to select from, or 46, or whatever number it is, over 40 players to select from, in essence. But since that Everton, that the next match they had once they got put into the quote unquote title race was against Everton. They drew in that match. Then they lost to Fulham. They lost to Ipswich. They drew to Palace. They won their Europa Conference League game.
Mhm.
And now they've drawn to Bournemouth.
There you
So
go.
yeah, that was a wake up call. I really didn't think that Chelsea was a team that was going to be
Worry about, yeah.
the team that we were going to say, oh, we have to worry about this club or the like.
Same as. I said that since day one. Cucurella, they got Cucurella in the team. God,
Yeah,
that just does everything. Like, come on, man. I can't even take that guy serious. He plays for Spain as well, man. How can, like, come on, how?
Do you how about this from Jimmy? He's saying, so was that a pen for the double tackle on Mo, or is he
was a sandwich. He was the thing in the sandwich, bro. They sandwiched him. One guy on that side, the other guy, Salah's going through the middle. They both got him together.
They took it to VAR. They took it to VAR.
Very
Apparently, VAR said that that there was nothing worth looking at, apparently, or worth the referee taking a look at. But it was slightly a reach, maybe, for that one. Maybe a slight.
It was a
reach.
reach,
No, it's
but
brave. I
they
like
also
that.
sandwiched him.
We've seen them given. You know,
Right.
all things considered, I think that was more. How about this? I'll say that was more of a penalty. That was more of a penalty in for Mo today than the Havertz penalty yesterday, or not yesterday, before the FA Cup matchup that they had against United.
Oh, he dived, right? No, he was a dive. That was a dive. Even Arsenal fans are saying that he dived. They're like, sorry about the dive. I thought even Arsenal fans agreed that he dived. No,
I don't know.
No VAR, so hence why
There's no VAR. Yeah, in FA Cup. Yeah.
oh yeah, he would. They were all saying, "Oh fuck," they were saying, "Oh, gee, VAR," and that ain't happening.
Right.
Mhm. As soon as it's given, it's given.
Yeah.
Simple as. Yeah.
You guys are so funny. If we get performances like the second half season, we won't be so unlucky. Slot so good. If we get performances like this second half season, we won't be so unlucky. I don't know what that. There's a couple like double.
If we play like that second half for the rest of the season, we won't be unlucky.
We won't be unlucky.
Yeah, we'll be lucky. Because I think we played good second half. Like that's the best we played in a long time. My opinion. Yeah. For a number of games.
I'm saying I think it was a good comparison only under this tense, Pops. And Pops, you're welcome to join too. We can definitely get you on if you are free. But it was yesterday. The Havertz call was a weak call. Obviously, there's those that think that wouldn't have gotten. It would have gotten probably overturned if he'd really gone to to look at it again. I just meant that they didn't show the replay of it, which was interesting. It just kept playing on. So, but that would have been fortunate. That would have been a lifeline if we had gotten that call. That would have been a lifeline. And we just got to finish our dinner. Let's just be honest. Oh, you're saying Kai took a dive? Okay, I got you.
No, Mo got sandwiched.
He Olympic gold medal, that one, man. He was on the podium at worst.
My comparison on that is Kai got the call. We didn't get the call. That was why I'm making the comparison. As in that dive, which wasn't a foul, got the call, but yet the possible foul on Mo in the box didn't get the call at all on the pitch, actually, because that call was made on the pitch for the dive against if that's what we're calling it, the dive for Havertz. That's
they have to because there's no VAR. So basically, they say fuck it and call it on the pitch. Got to deal with it basically. So yeah, that's what these boys are doing.
I mean, he didn't have to make the call. He could have done what. There were calls that I thought were fouls. Lucho was getting fouled quite a bit in this game.
No, I mean
in
the Arsenal game, I mean the ref had to say call it because there was no VAR.
Oh, I'm saying he could have called it just that. He could have said it was a dive, or he could have just said no call.
He could have given it as if. Oh no, I'm just saying. But he saw it. What I'm saying is the reason he saw
it as a foul.
He didn't give the Mo one because what I'm saying is nowadays what they do is they basically just I'm not going to do one. I'm going to wait for VAR to look at it.
Yeah, but you know what too though, they were calling a lot of there was 2 offsides called in this game early, and I'm not saying that he wasn't offsides because because we didn't get a chance. They didn't draw lines or they didn't show replays on that either. But there were 2 offsides calls on Salah, right, on Mo, but they were called by the referee. They weren't like and they were called very quickly. It wasn't like, oh, let the play go on or let's just see what happens. They were called very quickly. It was interesting to see when they. I'm just saying it's interesting to see when referees assert being a referee and when they decide to not be a referee and allow for VAR to be the referee that sorts it out. That's my point of why I'm getting into this whole rant that I guess has been initiated by the early question by Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy, don't mention the refs.
Yeah, there you go. Don't mention the refs. Yeah. Salah had enough chances to win 2 games. Some were unlucky, some were wasteful. Just one of those days for him. Yeah. Unfortunately for Mo, Mo's one of those players where you like, there's something, there's always something that he can create and something that he can possibly. He'll go a game where there's a part and point when I remember I said to Brian, I said, Salah has been pretty much a non-factor in this game.
Oh, invisible.
He was pretty invisible. And sometimes though, with those cases, you're just hoping that Salah will do his Houdini and make an appearance.
Yeah, but I think Salah looked good. He was our most dangerous guy up top, I think, today. He had enough shots at the goal. He wanted to score today. That Sal save where he sort of looped, I think if he made it a little bit higher, that was going in. The goal he pulled off two. He got one off the line as well. For me, Salah, I got no problem with him. I think, the contract talk might be sort of hindered his game maybe a little bit, but at the end of the day, that's the club's fault,
Oh, no, I hope that's not the case.
Yeah, but someone's wrote in the chat about the contracts. Could be, like for me, I think Trent, that United game, the contract talks and all that, might have messed him up a little bit. He played against Acton Stanley, had a good game, he was captain. I think today Trent looked good as well, played okay.
Yeah.
But if you're one-on-one with a goalkeeper and you're moving the ball at your feet, does the fact that you haven't signed a contract really make you more likely to miss?
Well, I think before you start again, I know what you mean, but I feel like before you start a football match, you can have an argument with your wife, I don't know, whatever, and you go into the changing rooms, you get into the game, and you're really sluggish and stuff. But when everything's sort of going for you, your contracts are signed, you got wages, you're on top of the world, aren't you? So for me, it's like just your mindset. You don't want nothing to hinder the mindset going into this season now. And I said that last summer. I said, January, if we're doing pretty decent with Slot, they're going to have this contract talks in between and they're going to sort of just mess up the vibe of it. The whole season, all we've heard is Salah, Trent. Nothing about Virgil, really. It's all about Salah and Trent, And them 2 guys, were they great today? I think they're okay. I think they played okay.
I'll tell you this too. There was a good question by Kevin here. He's asking, why did Trent Alexander-Arnold not take that free kick? That was interesting. That was interesting that he didn't. I don't know if maybe that was after the punch of the ball that kind of like got Anderson acting as if he gotten like KO'd or something. Yeah,
he played pretty well though, Anderson. I think.
I guess if you're into that.
Nah, bro, you trying to get all over the place, Anderson. I think he played okay.
He was a pain in the butt. He was a pain in the butt.
There you
go. Told you these are viral. These are some viral match reactions. So there it is. Definitely getting.
But I was expecting more from Hudson-Odoi and Alanga. I thought they'd be more dangerous. And I
Mhm.
feel sort of like, for me, Simicast played real well when he came on. You know,
It was a Simicast, obviously, and Diego was a nice little
nice little move there. I
nice
bet. I
little
think Simicast
gear
played pretty
change.
cool after as well. Just like
Nice little gear
intercepted
change.
this time. Nice little change there. I think
Yeah.
Robertson, come on, man. I think Robertson's really sort of gone downhill.
Mm, mm.
So
Hopefully,
for
hopefully,
me, I would play
Crab's
Simicast
not in the
on
house to
Saturday.
hear that. You might have the streets coming after you for that one.
Like for me, I like Robertson, man. He's got a top attitude, everything. But I just feel sometimes, I don't know, just sometimes he sort of runs into situations and stuff. He needs to slow down in that way. Just concentrate a bit more, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But a great ball in the box early doors.
Yeah,
Shows
early
you
doors, beauty. It was a
one
beauty.
in.
Yeah.
But just the one thing I want to say quickly, like you were saying, JK, like Salah had all of those chances, right? But we were talking about, like, I was saying, oh, he just needs to miss a chance, and then a second one will come in. That's usually what he does. He gets an easy 1-on-1, he misses it, and he scores a second one. That's what started happening. But I mean, that was what, like 60 minutes, maybe? Like, when was that first chance when he got 1-on-1 with the keeper? That must be at least an hour into the game. Like, he had all of those chances, but he had them all in like a period of about 25 minutes. Like, a lot of them came on top of each other.
Yeah.
He did not, like we were saying, like we were talking about being invisible. First half, he was invisible. He did nothing in the first half.
He did nothing in the first half other than be called offsides.
Yeah, that was no shots, no nothing, no dribbles, and then he got that one, and then bang! All of a sudden, what, he has like 6 chances, 4.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, he did.
Yeah,
yep.
It was really
all
intense.
Of a sudden, he just like all of a sudden he's taking shots, and a couple of them. I think he did. I think he might have had one shot in the first half, maybe. Because I think the one shot, I think maybe that was in the first. I'll double check for that. Because there was a shot that he just absolutely missed. He went wide of the goal with it, and it was one that he probably should have done a lot better with. Let me double check for you though. Get the shot chart for you. No, it was the second half. You're right. 59th minute. The 59th minute one, he was the one I was thinking of. Is like he had a really open shot. He took it. I think he took it with his left too, and he just went way wide to the right of it. The time wasting was crazy. I know. I don't understand why Sells didn't get a card for a lot of the time wasting he was doing. A lot of that stuff is like I'd be interested. I'd be really interested to see if they instill that rule that they're kicking around about time wasting when it comes to, especially when it comes to the goalkeeper. And if you get called for time wasting, you would end up resulting in a corner kick for your team, as opposed to like, you know.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked that. I thought it was innovative.
Yeah,
I thought it was a genuine punishment, because the last thing a ref, it's like a cop. We all think these cops are out there, you know. There's road cops, yeah. All they want to do is bust people up, whatever. But the average cop out on the street, because there's a lot of paperwork, the last thing they ever want to do is actually arrest somebody.
mm-hmm.
They just want that person to just shut up and go away. And if they want to, they want to just take it up. They just want to, the last thing they want to do is arrest them, because then it's a whole lot of nonsense. The last thing refs ever want to do is send somebody off.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to give them like the ultimate reason to say, oh shit, I just have to arrest you now. You know, now I've got a whole lot of work to do. Now I've got a red card to deal with. You know, scrutiny. So if you can give them another option, which doesn't involve them giving a yellow card to a goalkeeper, which then means if a goalkeeper then makes another kind of slight indiscretion, you know, get something, oh shit, he's on 2 yellows now, I've got to send him off. You know, but the corner thing is good. I do like that, but there has to be some kind of a, because these guys, they like, this is what I hate about these Pep clones. You know, every Pep does use the dark arts and all of that, and he's later on and shit, but a lot like these Artetas and all that, they've taken this, Eddie Howe, they've taken this shit to the next level. I mean, it's been embarrassing and utterly embarrassing to see teams like of Arsenal and Newcastle, the money they've spent playing against us and playing corner ball, 35 minutes gone or an hour gone. It's like it's cringeworthy to see Arsenal trying to waste time from kickoffs after 25 minutes at Anfield.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun about that Arteta. The whole they're like this is like in games, you know, like Ford and stuff. No, we really why we don't know. Yeah, man. I don't get it. That guy, like I said from day one, he's a fraud. He's an app and this stuff he's leaning an uproar about, like, if you actually watch what they do based on fouls and centre halves, it's all based on block foul. It's nothing innovative and amazing. Just wait and up onto what you're doing and go, hey, they do. And say, oh, you're doing that now. It's just what they're doing. They think they're clever. They're not, man.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Yeah. Because he's solid. Sells was a couple of times he would, do the whole catch it and then fall to the ground type thing. And you're just like, come on, man. There's no one next to you. There's no one near you. It's not an attempt that is necessary, but
hey, look, it's fun,
they
dude.
teach you that. They do teach you that. And they teach you that in goal, and they do teach you that in like if you're a goalkeeper, they do teach you that to do that. But
yeah,
I didn't like doing. I always looked at I was always, I guess, as soon as I got the ball, I had my head up looking where I could try to catch someone with the a quick release of the ball, or maybe just dropping off for a defender to one of my fullbacks to be able to drive it forward and catch them off guard. That's how I saw it. But he's on a team that has a different mindset.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, no, no, I was just saying, I'm fine with that. Forrest do it, man. I'm fine with it. I expect him to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like when teams like Arsenal are doing it.
No, well, that's
embarrassing.
Yeah. That's why Arsenal has the most time wasting calls or yellows in the league. That's sad. That's pretty sad.
It should be
expect Everton, or you expect a Forest to be, in the running for that. But if you're supposed to be a team that's contending for, a title, and you're up here wasting, time wasting, just like you mentioned that one time against us when it was Martinelli, going for the corner flag, trying to go for the corner flag, at the 60th
minute.
Yeah.
He's gone downhill.
What are you doing, man?
Martinelli has gone downhill. I've seen him play a few times recently. Yeah. He's gone downhill. I don't know what's happened to him.
He got Arteta'd.
Yeah.
He got Arteta'd. Yeah. Simple as. Yeah.
If there's anything that he would have, the best decision in his life could have been if he had chosen to try to find a way to exit from Arsenal, maybe even join Liverpool.
Klopp loved him.
Yeah, Klopp loved him and would have certainly enhanced his career, I think.
Yeah,
good little player he was. Yeah.
Klopp kind of went public with the old kind of wink, nudge. It's like, if you ever fancy it. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Yeah. Yeah.
Good to see if Tottenham.
As well. We knew that. That's common knowledge. We did try and take Saka before he was able, when he was there as a kid, he was able to sign the first pro deal. We tried to kind of do a tribunal job on him, i.e. convince him to leave and sign for us, and then we'd end up paying Arsenal Harvey Elliott money or whatever. And he was like, no, but apparently Klopp was all over that. He's like, I really want this kid, because he was already getting into that Arsenal side, 16, 17 kind of age.
Yeah.
Well, not 16, 17.
Nah, good little player, Saka.
Yeah.
Yeah, look what happened without him. Look what happens there without him, man.
2 defeats in a week. Hopefully
He's
tomorrow,
himself
Tottenham. That'd be good to see Tottenham do something, you know.
Yeah, let's we can only hope. We can only hope. We can only hope. Brentford Liverpool is our next matchup. In that matchup, this is probably something Alante will enjoy commenting on. In that matchup, who out of this starting lineup would you say you change up for that game? That game is on the 18th, right? That's in 4 days, so that's this weekend, right? Saturday. It's going to be a what time? 3 o'clock start, I would assume.
Yeah, 3 o'clock. Yeah.
So coming up on that matchup, is there any player that's kind of worked his way out of being a starter for you for that matchup? Because that's going to be a game where obviously Brentford is a team that can play well, and has played well this year. It's a game that they will be at home. They've been on and off this last 10 games. I will admit that. There's something like 2 wins. I don't know how many losses. They've got a bunch of losses, though. They only have like 2 wins, though, in their last 10 games. But obviously, they just played well against City. Enough that they got a draw.
They got Desmond, yeah.
Yep. Desmond made another sermon today.
Yeah, 2-0. Yeah. Fair play.
You know.
And in Chelsea Stadium. We've got another Desmond there. It's his twin brother. He went to the Chelsea Stadium.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. His twin brother, Desmond.
Desmond.
Yeah.
The Desmonds are out.
Desmond did it too. Desmond did it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Listen, man, when you have a child, man, ladies and gentlemen, don't name your kid Desmond.
Yeah, there you go.
Desmond's proper old school name, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't disrespect any of the Desmonds. I love the program Desmonds. If you know in UK, if you know, you know.
Yeah. I watched the intro of it the other day, actually, Nilante.
Oh yeah, classic.
Yeah, man. I'll send you. I'll put it in the chat for us.
Yeah, classic. Yeah.
January is not going to be easy, Kevin. You are correct about that. He's saying January doesn't get any easier. You're right about that. Good night, Jimmy. Good night. Good to see you.
Good night, Jimmy. Good night, Jimmy.
Understandable. Brentford, Liverpool is going to be. We travel to Brentford. So we've had 2 very, very difficult matches here lined up. One with Forest, obviously they got us the draw. And now we have to go to Brentford, which will be another difficult match for us because Brentford has some players that are certainly dangerous when it comes to that match.
Who scored there?
I'm angling it towards who do you want to see get opportunities in that upcoming match? Or do you think that if you could tell Slot to do something differently, it quite possibly could be just a return to this lineup that we saw today for the weekend, considering we have about 4 days rest for them to get to that game. But does anyone kind of played themselves out of a starting spot for that next upcoming game for you? Let's just start with Nolante, because I know Nolante has probably some choice selections.
I mean, this is again, it's hard, but from what I've seen recently, and like I said, I'm a big fan, and I've said it over and over and over again. The guy was in form. Kelleher would start for me.
I was just about to say, not really to Kevin. Kevin says unpopular opinion, Kelleher.
Oh yeah. Ali, again, I love the guy. I'm man of God, and he's been great, but he's just something is missing. Needs to be dropped. And then the man that some of these other channels just overhype and Statman and 2.3
Oh, I know you're gonna
XG.
get this.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I like it, but I don't know why. I'm just get disliking him, not because he ain't done anything, because of some of the our fan base in other channels overhype him. Like, it's a great player. Ibu, he wouldn't be starting for me.
Okay.
He wouldn't be starting for me. Also the front, and I'm gonna make a bit of a wild one. Obviously, the show would start for me. So you got Diaz, and then Diaz and Gap on the left, and I would start Chiesa. I would. I would start Kaiser because I'm just getting sick of this from Slot. Like, the guy's fit, he played. It's now or never. Mo needs a rest, and the last two games, Man United game, he wasn't all that. And again, we don't want to see the usual second half mode down tools and Mo loses his ability kind of thing. So why not, man? Just play Kaiser, man. I know. I'm just getting tired, man. Like, these players need to be rested. Like, unfortunately, 3VD, because of circumstances. Well, I know the cup game he can't. So just put Mo on the bench. Just rest him. Just let Chiesa loose. What have you got to lose?
Yeah. I mean, most likely we have Lille coming up as our next game after the Brentford matchup. That's 3 days later after Brentford, but it could be a match that seals us as being the top team in the league, in the Champions League. But yeah, just I don't think it's interesting. There's some interesting takes. Mo not start, Ali not starting, Mo not starting, and Ibu possibly not starting. Interesting. Would you start Kwanzaa, I guess, instead of Ibu? Is that what you're trying to say? Or are you going to do something, drastic and start Endo or even possibly even Grav in that spot?
Well, I mean, I would start Kwanzaa, but I'm after Endo, and even tonight Kwanzaa, they performed admirably at the centre back. Not that you want to go there, so it's a difficult one. Just any one of the three, really, for me. I'm not sure who I'd pick now, but I think Ibu. Yeah, I wouldn't be starting Ibu if I'm honest.
Okay. Brian, it's because JK's on mute. So Brian, is there any?
He's
JK. Okay, JK. Let's go, JK then. JK's off mute.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you would want to see differently in the starting lineup when we come up against Brentford?
One person I don't want to see is Kanate. Let the brother relax. Let him get fit. I think we rushed him 2 weeks too early. And like today, for me, the goal came from his side. I need to rerun the game, have a look at it again. But I just feel, was he great? He wasn't really great as well. He did like good little runs and passed the ball pretty good. He did that okay, but I just feel he's not ready. Kwanzaa's on the bench. I even said I would have played Kwanzaa today. Because Forest, they had Chris Wood up top. So I think Kwanzaa and Virgil together can sort that out, Virgil could do it on his own. But they allowed him to score, and that was on Kanate's side. So I'd like to see that change. I don't really want to see Kanate, and I feel Jota should start. I would put Gapco on the bench, put Diaz on the left.
Say again?
And then bring on Gapco, and even Darwin could be on the bench, Chiesa for me, I'm with United. I would love to see Chiesa start and bring Mo off, put him on the bench, and then see what happens, and then bring him on if needed, But I don't think that's going to happen. Like today was a perfect sort of game after Chiesa game on Saturday in the FA Cup, just to give Chiesa 10 minutes. I just didn't understand that one.
Okay. Okay.
Kelleher as
Brian?
another shout,
Oh.
yeah, because I think we had more clean sheets under Kelleher, you know.
Mhm.
Ali's letting a lot of goals in. Is
Mhm.
he right? Is he cool? What's happening? Why is he letting these sort of goals in? 2 against United, the one against Tottenham, one again today. Just to keep a clean sheet. I think Saturday is very important. Another game where we need a clean sheet. Very important. A clean sheet is needed with a win. I think that's the most important thing for Saturday. But as today, Brentford 2, Man City 2. So Brentford can score goals at home with Sa
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Bogu, you know, they've got players. But I feel we should beat them. If we play like we did second half, yeah, there'll be enough chances in that game to win that. But I'm also happy to see how Szoboszlai played well today. I think that's the first game he's had in a little while. And I thought him and Kanate were sort of risky to start. I was thinking, are they going to find their feet in this, that, and that? And I think Szoboszlai did. I think he played pretty well. Well done.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let it down. My main guy in midfield, I was like, McAllister's going to play top. He wants revenge. I think out of the 3 midfielders, I think McAllister was the weakest or not the best. I think Gravenberch and Szoboszlai played better. Yeah.
Okay. How about for you, Brian? Is there anyone that kind of played themselves out of a starting spot for you against the bees?
From the trees to the bees. No, I think the only thing, if everybody in this that started tonight is 100% fit
They
for
start.
what, Saturday?
Yeah. Saturday. Yep.
Yeah, Saturday. So you got Wednesday, day off tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, if they're all deemed fit, the
Mhm.
only change I would be making would be Diogo would start, and then it's a decision of what do you want to do. I think with it being away at Brentford, I might put in Diaz for the kind of hard work and tracking back kind of that kind of performance. But I'd bring Diogo in definitely. If everybody that started tonight is fit, I think that's the best team. I don't think he's going to change it because I wouldn't be ripping it up massively. If we have rushed him back and it is too much, then yeah, definitely change that. But only because of that, not because of tonight's. I mean, I'm not saying that anybody else is overreacting, but Delante,
Mhm.
me and you, we both predicted a 1-1. This is what we thought was going to happen. So I think this is a really tough place to go and a really tough team to play against. I think this is still the best, close to our best 11. I
Mhm.
wouldn't be bringing Keller or Gomez other than only for fitness reasons. No, I think we'd
Mhm.
stick with this. Other than the Jota would start for me. So then it's either who does he want to bring in, or who does he want to leave out for the day, Gakpo or Diaz for your left wing. Salah stay on the right. I think there's no chance he drops Salah for an away Premier League game to start Chiesa after Chiesa didn't even get a run out tonight. Just no chance. The guy's barely had any minutes. Does okay against Accrington. I mean, it'd be there's brave and then there's brave. I couldn't
Mhm.
see that happen in a million years. Mo starts. Mo will do what he did tonight, and in the next game, 3 of those go in.
Mhm. Yeah. Rachel. Let's start. If we can play something. They just had the post match. They just did the post match. Slot has already done his post match comments. But it's up on Redman TV 2. I don't know if are we allowed to even show that one. I'm not certain if we'll get in trouble for showing that or not.
No,
No,
you'll be all right.
Be all
no
right.
music.
Just no music. Yeah, there's no music.
Yeah, it should be cool.
So let me see. This I'll be sure to add a little bit of a note. Yeah, I'll bring it in right now for you guys. Give me 1 second to do this. There's no music on here, so.
Yeah, this is all public domain. This stuff, it's a public press conference. It's nobody's getting. This stuff is fine. Everybody shows this stuff.
All right. Hopefully you can hear it. Right? Can you hear it?
He hasn't said anything yet.
So this is Arnie Slot.
And have you ever made a more successful substitution than that in terms of the speed of the impact it has?
No, I don't think so. I can't remember it though. Although I don't feel any proud in this substitution, because you make a substitution because you have a certain game plan why you do this. And in this situation, we brought a attacker in for a defender just to play even more attacking football than we already did, because we needed goals. And then scoring from a set piece is not something I had in my mind when I brought the two of them in. But of course, Jot can score a goal, and Costas has a good set piece.
What do you make to the performance tonight? Was it good enough in terms of what you're looking to achieve this season?
They really should give
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I couldn't have asked for more today. I think that most people talk about the second half, that they are really positive about the second half. If you ask me, I'm more positive about the second half than the first half. But if you play at this ground against this team that is in such a good form, hardly concedes a chance in every single game, and I've watched many of them back, and so many counter-attack threat. So almost every game they have counter-attack after counter-attack after counter-attack, and we conceded only one counter-attack here today in 98 minutes of football of total domination. And that is unfortunately for us, that ball immediately went in. And then in the second half, our ball possession also led to a lot of chances. And then you have to give credits again to Nottingham, because the way they defend, they throw themselves in front of every shot, in front of every cross.
They
And
did.
then there's a goalkeeper that has an outstanding season this year, and tonight again. So yeah, being 1-0 down over here, and so hard to score against this team. It's not what we wanted. We wanted to have 3 points, but in the end, what I want, what the fans should want, and what the players should want is that they give it all they got during every single game they play, and that's what they did today, combined with outstanding football in the second half.
Where does tonight leave you in terms of the January transfer window? Was there any area you saw tonight that particularly stood out that you feel you need to strengthen?
I think you saw today again that I can still
One person asking questions.
strengthen the team or
Yes,
impact
Steve.
the game with the substitution I have on the bench. And not for the first time this season, these players have helped us that I could bring in. So if you look at today, like I said, I couldn't have asked for more play. I said to them at halftime, I said, don't get frustrated. You will not get many chances. Probably the game is going to be slow, but just keep focusing on what you have to do, and hopefully you will get 2 or 3 chances, and let's try to score from that. But
Yeah, Mo was like, nah, fuck that, man. I'm going to have like 7 in 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what? Yeah. I was like, yeah, 23 shots in this game. That's a lot of chances.
Yeah, Mo
Okay.
had like 90% of the shots in the space. Yeah, it's just like,
Right.
no.
How difficult are they to play against? How awkward are they? They're quite unique. They're so happy.
I think he's asking how difficult are they to
wouldn't say
play
unique,
against?
but they combine. a
Well, the
very,
previous question he
playing
thought
style.
he said, is there any areas that stood out to you in watching this game? Was there any areas that stood out to you in your squad that you need to improve? It was like a transfer question, basically. He just kind of like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, all the people came in and did really well. He didn't even go near it. He's very good in these press conferences.
Oh, yes. He's tailored to know what to say and what not to say,
Yeah,
for sure.
he has different ways of not answering questions, though.
Yeah.
As well, like he can, like that one, he answered very politely and skillfully without actually answering it. Whereas others, he's just like, "Nah,
Yeah.
man, not even going to talk about that. That's a joke, and you know it is. So let's move on."
Yeah.
It suits the players really, really well. And I think this is what is the job of every manager, to try to find a playing style that suits your players. And what makes it difficult, and that's not only against them, we faced this a bit against United as well, that if they play the long ball, and they have some very good players for this. So first of all, you have to make sure you win the first ball, and then the second or the third ball, because they play the ball off wood, which is a very strong target man, and then they've got these quick forwards that can hurt you as well. So, but then the moment you win the second or the third ball, there are 11 players behind the ball, and it's so difficult to score against teams that play in a low block. It's so difficult to create chances against teams like that, and yeah, that's why it was for us such a disappointment that we went 1-0 down, because then they could even play their style even better, which made it a difficult evening for us, because apart from the players that I have to give compliments, I'm talking about the Forest players, I have to give the fans compliments as well, because they were really there for the home team and tried to influence the game as much as they could, and they were a big help for Forest today.
For what you've seen tonight at Forest and Anfield earlier in the season, are they considered to be title contenders along with yourself?
Okay.
I said already before the game, after 20 games, you can just.
He's asking the question of, are they title contenders? Is Forest a real title contender is the question. It's difficult to hear. I can pick it up a little bit. It might be a little bit easier for me to hear than possibly you out there, but just making sure.
Oh, I can hear it. Yeah, I'm not sure how it goes out, but yeah.
Judge the table much better than in the first 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 games. And if you are right up there with us and with the other teams, and I don't think they are here because of luck, it's for every team very hard and difficult to play against them. They've already had a few difficult away games, with United away, with City away, with Arsenal away, with us away, us playing us already twice. So that shows you that they are a team that can compete with in the top end of the league table. And I also think, but you have to tell me if I'm right, but I think they've had most of their players available till now for the whole season. So I almost see the same lineup.
He is right about that, though. They have been fortunate that they have not been hit with any real major injuries so far this entire year. They have been very fortunate.
And that is a quality for the coaching staff they have as well. So if they can keep bringing the same players on the pitch, I see no reason for them to drop a lot of points, because it's a difficult team to play against.
You're very complimentary about the Forest fans, especially because they were singing at you for quite a significant amount of the day. Yeah, did you take that well?
Because they were happy with the style of play my team has, or what was the reason for them to sing for me?
They're singing because they're in your head. Nottingham Forest are in your head.
Oh, they were saying, they just liked the style of play my team had. Then I didn't understand them really well.
I don't think he understands it still, by the way. That song is not, they're saying that Nottingham, they're saying Forest is in your head, meaning like.
I guarantee you that's the Cranberries.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
BGs.
It's in your head, Forest.
Yeah.
In your guarantee.
The zombie song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect. They did that. That's very good.
I didn't notice it that much, to be fair. But if you tell me it happened a lot, then probably it is. It was true. But they were also not only seen for me, I think, because they were also helping the team a lot. And it's a nice stadium to play in.
I'm saying about cheating, guys. So, we got the
whole situation. They are having such an incredible season. It would be a bit weird if the fans were booing the players at the moment. So they've in the past they've been in this situation before, but recent years they didn't. So it's
Yeah, I
normal
didn't
that the
hear it. I
atmosphere
didn't
here
hear it.
is only positive.
Last one, James, please.
Arnold, obviously you've managed Diogo in terms of his minutes since he came back. Do you feel like he is now getting into the rhythm of things?
Okay.
Yeah.
They're about to ask the question of Diego got into this game. Do you feel as though he is now ready to play, ready to start and do do full 90s with the team?
Yeah, he made a big impact already before when he came in against Fulham, but then after that game he had a bit of a setback. And in the games he came in afterwards, I also felt that he needed a bit more time to get in his rhythm. And that's not only for him. I see this with other players as well that are out for a few weeks or a few months. It's difficult to get this intensity going in these Premier League games immediately. And it was very pleasing to see that. Today he might even be better than he was against Fulham when he came in. He had a big impact. He was the one, apart from that, had a few chances to score our second goal.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
He's the man. Right now for
Okay.
us, anyway. He is the main man.
Who is the main man? Diego Jota.
Yeah.
Portuguese. He weighs number 20. He is the main man. Diego Jota.
Is that the remix? I don't know.
Damn.
I've been very
It's wet.
random because I just had to kind of, Brian segue, he's the main man, and I just had to
Nah,
jump
he
on the
looked hungry
segue.
today, Yata. He looked hungry. He looked
He
good.
did.
You know?
I like his interview afterwards.
Hungry like the wolf.
The shot caller. His name
One
is
touch,
Diego.
one goal. One touch, one
touch,
goal.
one goal,
Yeah,
one pass, one shot, one assist, one goal for both players.
One kiss, and then
That was
you're
one kiss is all it takes. That is certainly
one touch, one heart.
One flick, all it takes. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
One flick is all it takes. Send me to Jota. Send
Oh
me
my
to
God.
Jota. One flick is all it takes.
That's some rugged version.
Yes. Yes.
Bump, bump. Wicked.
Rewind.
He's back. I'm so happy that he scored. It looked good. It looked good. I'm starting him Saturday.
Nolante's gone pure pirate radio mode.
Yes.
Yes.
Rewind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, JK?
Go
We're just switching between genres here.
Yeah. Right, go
Okay,
make
man.
my sister Trisha. You and your segue, and then you and JK with the segue. You're just making me think out the box right now.
There you go.
I love it.
Yeah.
The floor is yours, bro. Go on.
Yeah. Oh man. So a day that saw 3 draws and one team, West Ham, get a victory in their game. Now sees us still atop the league, but we are only 6 points with the game still at hand over Forest, but we are only 7 points. 7 points in front of Arsenal, who will be playing. We still have we currently sit on the same games played, but they will have an opportunity to put that to 4 points with the game in hand if they can get a victory in their North London derby against Tottenham. And
Everyone's for Tottenham. Everyone.
Yeah, Newcastle is going to look at possibly. Newcastle has an opportunity to possibly surmount Chelsea and get into the top 4, which is very interesting.
You've been on a good run. I
If
think Isaac might be injured tomorrow.
38 points. Chelsea will be sitting on 37 points with 21 games played.
Yeah.
Newcastle looking good right now. Isaac might be missing tomorrow. I think. I don't know. He's got like a little knock, but I think he'll be fit. Like Newcastle and Arsenal are the main guys. Always they're injured, but they always end up playing. I think Isaac will be all right. They're playing Wolves. Wolves.
Wolves, Newcastle
Oh,
playing
they'll be
Wolves.
Wolves.
Yeah, I think they beat Wolves. Wolves had 3 good games. Then they got battered by. They lost heavily in the last game. I know that. And then they got that game tomorrow. Yeah, I could see Newcastle win there.
We play tomorrow, right? You know, I mean, like, look, it's a big game for Wolves. They sit ahead of Ipswich, but only on goal differential. If
Mhm.
they were to lose the game tomorrow, let's say they lose 1-0 or 2-0, especially, they would be in the relegation zone. They would they'd be in the relegation zone.
Whoa.
So and they would have to hope for Ipswich to not get a result because currently Ipswich and Wolves both sit on 16 points. Ipswich has a negative a minus 14 goal differential.
Whoa.
And Ipswich has a minus 15 goal differential. And unfortunately for our friend of the channel, Ant's team, they are sitting at 21-point goal differential, a negative 21 goal differential, which is why they sit in 19th place.
It's crazy. That's one thing I noticed. Like, it's one of the first things I ever noticed statistically when I was watching football properly was that if you look at all the Premier League seasons, it's pretty much as soon as you get to around 10th place, teams start dropping into negative goal difference. That's one, like, you expect it. Like, that's why minus 14 for Ipswich isn't that bad at all, actually, for where they are.
I'll tell you the truth. What's really surprising, and you're right about that. Everyone pretty much at the 10 spot is right 10 to 11. It's right where you're about to get into that negative zone. There is only one team that is in the positives, really. Two teams technically. Once you get into that second page of the table, Brighton sits at +1 goal differential. But what's really, really, really surprising, sitting in 13th place.
Well, Man United.
No, 14th. They're yeah. Let's not go too far. Manchester United 14th. Yeah. Sitting in 13th place.
I've been at the Champagne. I was over.
Yeah, exactly. Spurs sit with a +12 goal differential, yet they sit in 13th place.
Yeah, because they're crazy. Spurs are just bonkers. I think we've established this now at this stage. Spurs are just bonkers.
That is wild. That's wild, though.
Yeah, they don't make any sense on any level to anybody at this stage.
Put it this way: Newcastle sits with a +12 goal differential, and they're in 5th place. Yet Tottenham with a +12 goal differential sits in 13th place. Go ahead, Brian.
I guarantee you, no team in Premier League history has ever been in 13th place with a +12 goal difference.
Probably not.
It's insane. That's just beyond abnormal. That's how messed up that team is. Like, that shouldn't be possible to be +12 and be in that position. It's just that shouldn't be possible. It's insane.
That is insane. That is insane. I just don't understand it. But they sit with 24 points in 13th place. And you're right. They're smack dab in the middle of West Ham. Like, they're behind West Ham. How are you behind West Ham, who just saw their manager get sacked? You're sitting behind West Ham. Wow. Albeit they have a West Ham just won above them with 26 points with the win today. But before this, they were sitting beneath them at 23 points. That's wild. Absolutely wild. But Diego man the match, possibly. Yeah, bonkers. Maybe so. Maybe so.
That's a stretch. I mean, if we're going to, it must be a Liverpool man of the match question, or man of the match. If it must be a Liverpool man of the match, that's a
Sabo.
Good
I think Sabo, Dom had a really good game, I think.
Trent was setting up Mo for days. Do you remember when Trent was just putting ball? Do you remember that one ball he played into Mo? It was like about 80 yards, and he put it on his toe.
Mm-hmm.
For about like 20 minutes, Trent was just constantly with brilliant little balls over the top and behind. He came alive for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played all right. Sloppy.
If anything, if
First half
I
wasn't.
possibly would give, Sells. If you're giving anyone a man of the match,
Yeah,
they're both
overall, Sells, yeah.
because
if you're giving
he made
proper-
five, he made some really impressive saves, big saves.
Yeah.
I should say.
I'd go with the TNT pick. If I was going actual man of the match, I'd go with their pick with Murillo.
Mm-hmm.
But massive honorable mention to Sells. But if I had to give one to one of our players, geez, yeah, I suppose Dom seemed to be kind of the most consistently good throughout the game.
Yeah.
Like Mo invisible for long periods. People came alive later on, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she wasn't really. There's no one there kind of going, "Oh, give me that word," with any chest, as they say.
Yeah. He didn't make any. Yeah, but he made him. He made all his saves when he had to in that second half. I mean, we were really peppering him with like, we did get a bunch of shots on at least started getting more shots on goal than we had originally.
Like Grab did well when because he played. But you remember early on, and like he had like the second shot. Do you remember? Like he was.
Yeah. He skied it over.
And then at the end of the game, he's playing center half.
Yeah.
He kind of had a bit of game. He was doing a lot. Jeez, like that. That's not versatility. I mean, he was playing like a kind of a box-to-box Lampard type, getting on the end of shots, taking shots, and in the middle or at the end of the game, he's playing as a kind of a center half, a standing center half, and playing the number 6.
I think
in a bit of a cauldron.
Right. I think unfortunately for him, he was called on to do that before. And I think because he did well doing it before, now Slot's like, okay, we're gonna do this or that with the lineup. And
he knows he's a good Dutch boy. He can do whatever he's a good Dutch boy. He can play wherever you need it to.
Right.
He's had that proper education.
Yeah.
But they knew they weren't going to even talk. Like we were saying, they were just going to stick Wood over. They had no intention to attack us. So what's the point of having a back four? You don't need a back four on something. Just they're not going to come near us. So, like you said, overloaded. Like sometimes too many cooks spoil the broth, as it were. When you try and bring on forward after forward after forward, it's like there's no balance now. There's nobody to give the ball to those forwards.
Right.
But I thought it was a really brave move, an interesting move to bring on Jota when he did, and that was I thought that was cool to see. These I do
that. I'm not all on. I will say if we do a match ratings, we'll have to see how everyone reacts to some of the ratings. I don't think I'm not going to give. I'll give him credit for that. I'll give him certainly credit for Slot for making the Diego. Obviously, it worked out. He just said it himself, though. It wasn't something that they worked out on the sideline or some set piece special. I thought it was originally, but there wasn't some special set piece that they set up for Diego to get on top of that ball. But
that's not a slight on him. I think he just meant I didn't tell him go on and score. It's kind of what he's trying to say. Like it would be
what
nice.
He's trying to say what he said. You have your own interpretation. I have my interpretation.
No, I'm just saying. I know he's saying I didn't tell him go on and do this exact thing.
Yeah,
work.
Yeah, because there are some times that you see us do some like choreographed set pieces. There's definitely sometimes like that happens. But I was just trying to get across that we spoke on it earlier in the show. I would have done some different thing. I would have utilized all 5 subs, and 2, I would have utilized some different substitutions, some definite different substitutions.
No,
But-
I must have said it. No, I meant it wrong. It's like I just kind of. You were saying he shouldn't get credit for Diogo coming on and scoring because he said they hadn't planned it. He was kind of saying like the same thing. He was saying, "Yeah, I just brought on the subs. I don't want credit for this. No one just say, oh, you brought them on and they did a thing that you told them to." It's like, no, I brought them on. And I'm going to say I brought them on and told them to do
what they did.
Yeah, what he did. He was like, geez, don't put it all on me. Yeah, I brought them on and they did what they did, but that's on the players. They did it themselves.
Right.
It's not like I told him a secret formula or something. These journalists are like, oh, what did you tell him to do? He's like, no, I put him on. I said, look, go on. But you said it straight away. When Simi came on, it was like, it is interesting. It's like first kick of the ball and you're taking a corner. Like that's you're cold.
I think it might have been. I think truthfully, Brian, it might have been something that Simicast and Diego worked out on their own.
Oh yeah, but like we said, it is unusual to come and give yourself the first kick of the ball to be a corner. You want at least 1 or 2 touches of the ball, and then take something. It's like, no, there's a dead ball first, and it's like, cool, nice. I liked the confidence of Simi to go, no, don't worry about myself.
Yeah,
I haven't touched the ball in about an hour, but I'm cool with this. Lands perfectly, Jota as usual, where he needs to be.
Yep.
Easy to header in. Nice.
Definitely nice. The end result was what we wanted to see. Unfortunately, the other results weren't exactly how we were hoping them to turn out. But all the same, it's not a loss. It's not. We dropped points. And yeah, we dropped some points, but hopefully we're not going to be too punished by the rest of the league with their opportunity to possibly close the gap on us, and that's what is important. Yeah, yeah, Broncos. We spoke about that early. I would have put. I would have liked to see Chiesa be brought on, be something of a different wrinkle in it all, and I just don't know. About what Chiesa is going to be with this team. If Chiesa gets through January and he's still part of this team, it better be because he is getting minutes. Because if he's not getting minutes and January ends, yeah, that says that I think we're doing a disservice to him.
Today, perfect opportunity for Slot to do it. I don't know why he didn't. After what Chiesa did the other day when he came on, so I was like, it sort of made perfect set up perfectly for him to do what he did the other day. He would probably be dying to come on. He was probably thinking, "Oh, I'll get 10 minutes there. I'll do what I did the other day again." Yeah, exactly, bonkers. I would have gave Chiesa 10 minutes. Yep, 100%. Plus the injury time. How long was injury time? 7 minutes. So 17 minutes, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, but are you giving him? Are you bringing on Chiesa because Mo wasn't doing well, or are we out here kind of saying we need to
kept them both on?
I think maybe even so. Like maybe even you could even say maybe because it would have been something. I don't even think Forrest was looking at Chiesa being option, or they probably didn't prep for it. Would have been a different wrinkle. That's all I'm saying. Like guys, and he would have been a different. I don't think they would have been. He brings certainly, yeah. Like unless he has, it's not yet. You could have kept Salah on possibly. I personally would not have brought Curtis Jones on today.
Simple.
Not saying that Curtis Jones is a bad player. Not one iota of that. I just didn't think that this game was suited for him to be the answer on the pitch for us today. And I thought that Chiesa could have provided a different wrinkle to that equation for us to get that.
You played him in the middle.
I would have possibly tried Chiesa as a 10 today.
Or a floater. Go where you want.
Yeah. Or considering we saw, and I'll let JK comment too on this one. I was just gonna say real quick, we saw JK. We also saw Salah. We saw Mo. Remember when he was like playing central? You know, he was like in the middle of the pitch. You know, if necessary, Mo could even be in that 10 role possibly. You know, who knows? And then maybe, and you had Dom still in there. Maybe you drop Dom back, let Mo be in that 10 role. You keep Lucho out wide. You have Diego up front, and then you put Chiesa on the right.
Yeah, even that could have worked.
I mean, that could work for me. That way, you're gonna certainly get. You use Salah as being a more facilitator. You know, because he can get his shot off if it's available, and then give Chiesa an opportunity to go up against Nico, because I just don't think Nico played well against Salah today. He did a pretty decent job, but maybe Chiesa gives him a little gives him the business, gives him a little bit of the business, Let's buy him.
Yeah, I think today Nico Williams played pretty well. I think he wanted to just show us guys, they seem to do that. Old players, they want to show the old team, I'm playing in a good team now.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
But I think he was battered at the end. He was done because he put a shift in against Salah. But Salah had enough chances to get a goal. So Salah was getting the better of him at the end. I think Chiesa coming on as well to sort of just float around that sort of area would have paid damage to that. I think we would have sort of crept in a goal. Hence why, for me, instead of Curtis coming on, I would have just put Chiesa on. Because, look, Forest didn't go out there to get 3 points today. They were happy with the point.
They were just trying to get a goal.
Yeah. So, for me, we should just give Ian Rush a phone call. Say, bro, you want a quick 10 minutes? You know what I mean? Bring everyone on.
Yeah.
You know?
When Woods got that goal, they were playing with house money, basically.
Yeah, simple as. Yeah.
They're just like, it didn't. If you really look at it, if you look at the, on one of the apps I use, they show a momentum chart. It's either blue or green. Blue is for the home team, green is for the away team. If you look at the momentum chart, it's just nothing but green, basically, the entire game, the entire match. Green's for the home team, blue is for the away team. Excuse me. And there's like a couple different little lines for them, obviously, when they got the goal. But other than that, in the second half, it was primarily all Liverpool.
Yeah. But I was happy to see that, I can imagine a lot of content creators right now crying. Forest informed team in the Premier League, well, they're up there, and he could have gone pear-shaped today. I'm thinking, look, it's the same as the United game. 2 games where we could have lost, but we could have also won, I believe, So it's that. But I was just happy with the way we sort of played in that second half. The team, like Salah, the team, they were going for the win. Yota was for sure. So it was good to see that little bit of hunger just come back into it. So Saturday's going to be interesting. Depends on what we go with today. I think Gakpo could have done more. I believe could have done more. Yeah, I think he tried a few. He did a beautiful cross in the game though. One of them. Oh yeah, he did that well. But I just feel good things out of the game today for me. So Botzlai, good to see him come back and sort of pick up from the Tottenham game. I think he had that same sort of energy. He did this sliding tackle on the one guy. Boom! I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah,
He's in it now. He's in it. Like eventually, it took him a long time. I sort of want him to play now again on Saturday.
yeah.
You understand what I mean? Like
Mhm.
sometimes I've had
Totally.
games where I'm like, you know what, put Sabatsui on the bench, give Jones a chance, or whatever. But right
Yeah.
now, the way Sabotsui's energy has been, I think Saturday against Accrington,
hmm
he was first, second gear. Sabatsui. He didn't really get involved in the game at all. Hence why he came off. It was just to give him a bit of running time, you know. And
hmm
today, he was up for it. He was real good.
Yeah. I knew he was going. I knew if you got the opportunity today, you were going to see him really be involved. There was that question about earlier in the show that was asking why did Trent not take that corner, or excuse me, that free kick. Originally, I thought maybe, and this is honestly the truth, I thought that at one point I thought Dom was going to step up and take it.
Yeah, bang it. Yeah, he's capable.
He's capable of doing that, and he was in that discussion. Normally, Salah is in that conversation, but
Don, that's what I want to see. Don like show, because at Leipzig he was the top guy, and free kick anywhere around there he's taking it. I think he hasn't brought that to Liverpool, hence why you haven't seen the best of him. He's had this sort of hard sort of conversion from going to a being top dog at a team, well, pretty good, get Champions League and stuff, to a team where you got big stars there, Virgil, Trent, Salah, whoever, you know. And he's found it pretty hard not to be the top guy in that team, you know, like the main guy. Hence why you don't see him on free kicks, and I'm a bit disappointed in that. He's got it in him. So for me, on the training ground, he must be whacking some free kicks in. So what did they talk about? He said, you know what? If Trent don't want it or don't like the look of it, give it to Botzley. I'd like to see that a bit more happening. And bless Marianne as well in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Bless to everyone joining us in this little viral reaction. We got a few more minutes before we probably shut this down before we say some things that we might regret. So
are the most people disappointed? 12? Are you disappointed, or are you okay with the point, for example?
I'm disappointed because this was a game that I thought that we should have gotten revenge in. I had this as a revenge game too.
Yeah.
I don't think that we didn't play without any intensity or any I thought that we did definitely come out and play well enough that we showed that we wanted to win this, or we were trying to win this. It just so happens that we just didn't have the right I don't know, we didn't have the right scheme to really get across the line for this one. And we got little heroics from Diego, but other than that, yeah, I'm disappointed because I think that we could have and should have won this game, considering we had as many shots as we had.
Mm-hmm.
I that's why I'm disappointed. I would say I'm disappointed because of that. But I was happy to see, but I'm happy to see that we didn't lose this game, which could have easily happened.
Yeah.
Because Forest was definitely set up to not give us much of anything to really work with.
First half, it worked. I think second half, we put our foot down, went to third, fourth gear, you know. I think today we lacked like a hurricane type of striker in the box. We were in a lot of positions where we were in the box, where we were looking for a cross or a little pass square, you know, and bang. We were just waiting, like Jota. Maybe Jota should have started today. You know, like an out-and-out striker. I just needed a striker today in the box because we had a lot of chances in the box. And I think today we lacked
did.
that.
I'm looking at that right now, actually.
Surely Chiesa should have started.
We have 14 shots inside the box, 9 shots outside the box. That's a lot of shots from outside the box.
That was first half, yeah.
I'll tell you by half. First half, we had 3 shots inside the box, 6 shots outside the box. Yeah. And then the second half, we had 3 shots outside the box, 11 shots inside the box. And we had 4 shots blocked and 2 shots blocked in the first half.
So we were
But
all over them.
seven shots off target, basically, in that first half, and only 3 shots off target in that second half. We were more dialed in, certainly.
Mm-hmm. Hence why I was saying that little square ball, we just needed a striker, like just in the box, bang, The amount of times Salah had the ball in the box right near the line, little pullback, bang, I was just waiting for someone to be popping up, but it felt like sometimes we didn't have anyone in the box. It was weird. Just sometimes it just felt like that.
No shots on target first half. That's bad.
Yeah, because we kept on shooting from outside the box because we were sort of putting getting our feet wet, just to see how hot the water is. Hence why we kept on taking shots out of the box, man.
More like how cold the water was.
Yeah, how cold the water is. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you saying, Brian?
And because they were frustrating. So I'm intrigued by this Chiesa narrative. Intrigued by it. I am very much intrigued. Interesting. I'm not sure what he's done. But yeah, I think I'm just very intriguing that this guy needs to play for whatever reason. I don't see it. I don't see what we can point to. That it's fine. Look, if you think he should be playing or whatever, but I mean, what are you going to do? You going to take Mo off? It's like, it's like he's done this, he's done that, he's done this, he's done that. He really, I mean, if you're looking at what he's done for us, I'm not really sure. Fine, like he could do stuff in the future, but I think it's a bit. Yeah, I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. Like, where is this coming from? Like that. Oh, he has to start because he's done this, he's done that. And
I didn't say he had to start. No, I don't think anyone said he has to start. I think that in the 75th minute, with 15 minutes left in the game, I wouldn't have minded Chiesa being the selection rather than Curtis Jones.
No, but JK and another one starting in the next game against Brentford.
Oh, to start.
No,
I'm not going that far.
Who said that?
I'm not going
Brian's
that far.
making the stories up.
Yeah.
That.
That's what you're on. Okay, I thought you were talking about us talking about bringing in Chiesa. Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
No, but why not? I don't understand.
Here you go.
Why not?
Okay.
I'll let you guys sit next to each other.
What has Salah done in the last 2 to 3 games?
Yeah, but what are we basing this on? But how can
Why
you also
not?
say the other thing I'm saying is like this idea that we're doing him down or we're doing him wrong if we're not playing. Arne Slot coaches his team every day on the training pitch. He picks who plays. If you're not good enough, if you're not the main man, you're not going to play. We're not doing him down in any way. If he's good enough to play, he'll come in. But guess what? Number 1 roadblock in world football, Mo Salah. It's not like he's competing with. If he was Diaz and it was him and Gakpo, he probably would have more minutes. But like, where are we going? As one bad game, and we're dropping him for an away game against Brentford, who just got a draw against City, to bring in Chiesa off the back and nothing in the Premier League.
Yeah, but Brian, he's hardly had the opportunity to show, and it's not one bad game Salah has played. Again, I'd like to say, is this Player FC or is it Liverpool FC? I don't understand the being too hard about Mo. So why can't we do? What did Mo do? What did Mo do today? What did Mo do against Man United? Yeah, he got a goal. What did he do? So Chiesa's been fit for 3 to 4 weeks. He's got. So why not?
But
it's not like he's not like he's some average player. He's a good player. Why not?
Yeah, but Chiesa has 45 minutes against Accrington. That's what you're basing that on.
Not playing at 45. At the end of the day, he's played his minutes. He's fit. So why not? It's not like this is just one bad game for Mo. So why not something different? Why do we have to do this thing with the player's reputation and name? If he has a bad game, but he automatically starts. It's the same with Ali. This is what I'm talking about. But now we're going, we'll see he's done. But what has Mo done in the last 2.5 game to 3 games? He scored. He ain't played well at all, and this is the problem.
But I'm not picking him because he's Mo Salah. I'm not picking him because his name is Mo. It's just this guy. It takes to drop him to start this guy in a Premier League game away at Brentford. And I say we know we're not doing it because Mo, he can have a bad game, but he's shown before. Chiesa has a hell of a lot more to do to knock Mo out with his starting 11 than to have
Okay.
45 minutes against Accrington.
So then what? So then we just leave Kays on the bench all season. Mo plays all games again. He doesn't go no rest, and then we won't win anything again this season. It's pretty simple because Mo has the drop offs. At some point, something has to give, Brian. I'm sorry, I can't. It can't be Mo every time. We have to change something different. Otherwise, what's the point? What is the point? Let him just sit in the bench to do what? 45, 15 minutes here, 10 minutes there. It's just pointless.
But Mo hasn't. But look at Mo's output this year, dude.
I
He may
know.
have but I mean, I just don't see the gap where Chiesa just sits him down. Like Slot turns around and goes, you know what, Mo? I'm not saying I'm just saying I can't see a world where Slot goes, yeah, do you know what? I'm sick of this, Mo. You need to sit down. Chiesa's going to start the Premier League game, especially not away at Brentford. I don't see how you're asking how does he get into this team. I don't know. It's Mo bloody Salah. Mo Salah never gets injured, plays every single game. It's been the whole thing. Like it's always been the problem. How do you bring in good enough to play if Mo is out, but Mo is never out?
No, I get that.
Never injured.
No, I get. No, I get that, Brian. He never gets injured, but where's that got us the last 2-3 seasons? He's got us to the end of the season, a man that's burnt out, and we just die at the end of the season. So again, if you don't, then there's no point. He shouldn't have been bought then in the first place. That's all. That's all I'm saying. At some point, with his Brentford, whoever, he has to start a game at least. Otherwise, what's the point? It's just worthless.
At home in the Champions League, what we're saying, it's Lons next, isn't it?
I think he will start. I think that I will say this: Chiesa might possibly start in the Champions League.
Yeah,
that might be the place that he gets to start. I wasn't saying he should start per se, but I think he probably will get a start in one, if not the game against Lille, most likely the final game of Champions League. He'll get that start as well. But I will say though, one thing I am frustrated, and that's the reason why I was saying I was frustrating with some of Slot's decisions today, was I do want to see Elliott play. I want to see Elliott play. We've been all pushing for Endo to play. Finally, he's come around to let Endo play, but I want to see Elliott play. I would like to see Chiesa play as well. I get that if he's not 90 minutes fit, cool. If he's not 45 minutes, okay. But you're saying we can't get 15 minutes out of Chiesa? That's why I was frustrated. I'm like, you're saying that Chiesa's not at a level where we can't get at least 15 minutes out of the guy? That's where I was like, okay, that doesn't really sit well with me. And the fact that if you are going to bring someone in, like Curtis is certainly a viable player to bring in. But I just, for this game, for the way that they were set up, I was looking at maybe you bring, and especially since we were doing a lot of like crosses and the likes of that, maybe you do bring in an Elliott, or maybe you do certainly bring in a Chiesa. That's all I was trying to get across by my thing. But I'm not saying start Elliott next game. I'm not saying start Chiesa next game either. I'm not especially not for Mo. I'm not saying start them for Mo. But I would certainly want Mo to not have to be used 90 minutes at Brentford next game. I get where I think some of this is something that Nalante brought up early, even, and it's not just with Mo. You know, Nalante had concerns about how many minutes we actually play Virgil, for instance. You know, like some of the key components of our team. I don't want to necessarily. We've been doing a decent job at getting them the proper rest and monitoring their minutes and the likes, but I want to definitely I definitely want to see them. I want to see some players get some more opportunities, and to also get some more minutes. Period. I don't think I'm. I don't think I'm. I think that's all something we agree on, right? That's at least something we agree on, right? No. Yes. No.
Yeah, it's like where do you? It's like one of those. Oh yeah, we're bringing. I want to get this guy minutes, right? And then it's like, then the next game is coming up, and you go, right, okay, this is a big game. I need. It's like wanting someone to get minutes and then being able to find the minutes for them.
Mhm.
You know, if you're in a perfect world, you believe it, you will be able to do that. But you know, if we all lionize Mo and talk about like never played less than like 32 games in a league season, starting
Mhm.
33, that because that's what we talk about Saliba and Gabriel, Van Dijk wanting a solid partnership to play
Mhm.
every league game. So in a perfect world, you'll probably have around 15 guys, to just do your whole league season for you, bits and pieces.
Mhm.
So that's what you will want. That's
No,
so.
agreed. Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, so the opportunities for someone like Chiesa, it's just when you look at it in the cold hard light of day, they actually become less and less and less. And so, well, actually, this is a quarterfinal, this is a Champions League game. It's like, well, and then it's like we have to have this, and then you get knocked out of a cup early.
Mhm.
When you're behind a player like that doesn't get injured, it's like I know what people are saying now. It isn't just he's not being picked on reputation. What are you going to do? Sit Virgil down because there's a guy on the bench who needs minutes? It's like, no, it's AC Milan. It's Inter Milan. I mean, away in Champions, it's Tottenham at home. It's like, yeah, but you're playing your best guys. Like the windows of opportunity into a team like this, the
Mhm.
highest level, mid-season, they're vanishingly quick.
Mhm.
They just, it takes nothing, and you haven't played for 3 games. That's
Mhm.
all it takes. It's just one thing to go, and then you don't get a game for 3 games because it has to be first 11, first 11, first 11. And we're not 3-0 up in a game or 4-0 up a game or, bring on the lads, like against West Ham.
Mhm.
So we got it was, let's bring on a load of people. We get a run of tough games where we're 0-0, 1-1. It's not, let's just bring on a few kids. We're bringing on super tactical substitutions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those
Agreed.
even more.
It's obviously very tactical, considering that we only made. There's only two spots that we substitute on, because the first substitute was 2 subs on together, and then that Curtis Jones sub was a single substitution by itself. But yeah, we didn't make anything. You have 5 substitutes, and like we only used 3 of them. So that's obviously tactical, some type of tactical. Put it wasn't because they were tired. That's what I'm trying to say. It was more of, let's get these players on because they're going to bring something possibly. It could have been maybe because they're tired, but I'm saying it looks like it more so it was because people were trying to get fresh legs in. But maybe so for Robbo. But this is a game I thought we would possibly see Bradley in, to tell you the truth, but we didn't, because when we went down early, it looked like we're gonna need Trent's offensive skill set. So that was something of a tactical decision, I guess. But again, I'm just saying, when it comes to the whole Chiesa thing, and comes to, I know now Chiesa is now being offered. So a couple people making comments. I think High Lord Max making comments about, and even Robert saying about Chiesa. I just was looking at just something different. I would just like to see something different, because I know that.
That's what Hero was saying. That's kind of what I'm saying. It's like, in the blink of an eye, you're 3/4 into a season and you played 5 times.
Mhm.
You know, that's what can happen at the highest level when they're coming thick and fast, and they're all big games.
Mhm.
You know, you think,
Mhm.
this ain't it's like, geez, actually, you know, it's freaking April. That guy's played 8 games across all comps.
Mhm.
You know, it can happen like that. You know, and I can see that because it becomes harder and harder for a
Well,
coach because you haven't played that much, and the more you haven't played, the more like, oh, you haven't played in a while. It can be so hard. But this is like someone said earlier on, top tier problems. Like this is a top tier problem. Oh, we can't get Chiesa into our team. There are clubs all over the world that would love to have him in their team. You know, it's like, you know, first world problems, like they say. You know,
Mhm.
these are the kind of, you know, how do we get Gomez in? How do we get Bradley in? Bradley walks into half the Premier League, if not 3/4 of it. You know, how do we get these guys in? It's, you know, it's the managers, you keep the good atmosphere and all that, you know, you keep everybody happy, but these are really, really nice issues to be having right now.
Mhm. Yeah. Um, That's saying I'm not going to look at Chiesa issues. We have bigger problems. We have 2 wins in 7 games, and we playing dismal, backwards, passing forward, passing football. Excuse me. Our first 11 isn't playing good, including Alisson, BBD, and Salah. Um, I don't know if he's not playing because he's not fit. I mean, like if we're like, I know it's difficult to get your fitness up to the levels, but we're literally, as it was just mentioned, halfway through the season. You're still trying. It's not like he's coming back. It's not like he had an injury, like just had an injury, and is trying to get to that fitness level. Um, but um, but as my point is, if you're on the bench, if you're not fit to play, you should not be on the bench, because if you're on the bench, you are now an option to play in the game. So that's my opinion, at least. If you're, I know Brian has said something to the point of like if you're on the, how'd you say, like if you're fit enough to be on the bench, then you're fit enough to start even, or something on those lines. I think you said one time.
No, it
Something
just means
to,
no, just
yeah.
these days, you know, back in the day, like they used to throw a half fit guy on the bench. But these days, if a guy is fit enough to be on the bench, it means they've been passed by the medical staff. You know, they're good to go, kind of thing. You know, back in the old days, oh, can you walk? It's like, yeah, cool, okay, sit on the bench. These days, basically, if you've been cleared to sit on the bench, you might not be 100% match fit, but you're no longer injured, basically, because they just don't allow it. That's the way it goes these days.
Yeah.
There's no more kind of giving the guy a painkiller and injection and sitting him on the bench.
Mm-hmm. Didn't Chiesa get sick twice over the Christmas? Yeah, he did. It just might be a case of we played a big game tonight and he will get more game time moving on. Robert saying, Hyler says, Slot has taken us to the top. That's lucky for us, but I'm not going to sit here silently and watch a new manager in the Premier League getting no backing at all from the owners. It's disgusting. Okay, that's what Hyler is saying. There's my comments. Imagine if we should rate players after half a season, Chiesa would get a 0. Maybe not his fault, but that's what he gets, in Hyler's opinion. And that means none, 0, nothing to help us for last transfer window. Okay. I wasn't going as far as to say, I wasn't trying to make Chiesa a fall guy or a scapegoat, but okay.
Yeah.
All I was saying that is that I would have liked to. Hey, there's things about it that would have been. I would have possibly liked to see a different take on by our coach. You really can't knock what he's done because he's done such an excellent job this year. It's when you're winning and you're top the league, it's something that you got to give him credit for, and you just got to hopefully. A lot of us are putting a lot of trust in his decisions, but it is a part and point where sometimes you do say at times, hey, I think that we could go a different route this way or that way. We're not on the training pitch. So again, he's got the best angle of evaluation of where and when these players should get the opportunities that they do. But at the same time, again, I'm just saying that I would have liked to seen Chiesa. Would have been nice to see Elliott in this matchup. But Elliott's for some reasons Elliott's having a difficult time. He can't even get a start against Accrington Stanley. He can't even get a start really in a game like that. Yet, and now he's not even getting opportunity to even touch the pitch in this big game. That's a shame. A player that has played pivotal moments for us in previous games. I understand it's a different coach, but it's the same. Has played a portion of games for us that has made a difference. And I will say, all due respect to our Brazilian goalkeeper, but he does look a slight bit off the mark, a little bit. And I'm not saying that sell him away. Am I saying sell Ali, or Ali's done, or he's done and dusted? Just more so, more so like we do have some comparable players in that role that could possibly allow for him to get maybe a couple weeks off, or not a couple weeks off, but a couple of games off, or a couple of days off at least, to kind of like maybe get that bounce in his step back. Because again, I thought that he was, I don't know. I thought he should have had. I think he could have made that save today.
The goal, yeah. Ali does some form, yeah. He would have. And
Ali at his level, his normal level, that's his bread and butter. That's
easy work.
Easy work. But he looked like he just looked a hair off today.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, 12. Sorry. Just to reiterate, I know you're going to wrap up in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Just to reset on this Gazer point to Brian and stuff like that. So, is anyone in the chat telling me if Mo, and as great as the players Mo has, if he has the next 3 to 4 game stinkers, let's just say hypothetically stinkers, no goals, and Chiesa he's been fit for the last month, and Chiesa is sitting there. Is no one telling me that because it's Mo, he shouldn't be dropped for a game and Chiesa should start?
I think that I don't think so, but I do think, and I'm hoping that this coach is ruthless enough that he will make that decision.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I'm saying. Like I said, even my guy Joey, it doesn't matter who the player is. I'm about the club. I'm not about the player. You can score 20, 25 goals a season, cool, and there's money in the bank. But if you're having 3 to 4 bad games and someone else is there to be waiting, you give them that chance. I think it's fair. Whoever that player is, they come in, they do a job. Doesn't matter how good the player is. Like I said, I've said it before. Liverpool FC, not Player FC or Salah, Sobo, Gravenberch FC. This is not the time. And just to react to Helia's point about Taki, you mentioned about Taki to Chiesa. Look, Chiesa is clear of Taki as a player. Chiesa is clear of Taki for a player. Taki can't touch Chiesa as a player.
Ooh.
No, he can't. I'm sorry. See, Chiesa,
we're trying to end the session. Now you're about to get another viral reaction out of me.
Sorry, 12. I'm sorry. Just trying to be honest, because these are people want to kind of discredit Chiesa.
I'm about to say what I have to say in English and in Japanese or something.
Sorry, all right, sorry. Haley brought him up. Yeah, Chiesa is a better player than Taki, so I'm just going to put it there, right? But the only thing with Taki, and you're saying that Taki is 10 times the player of Chiesa. The only reason you can be saying that, Helia, is the fact of injuries per se. Taki didn't get less injuries, and Klopp, to his credit, used him. used him quite a
Yeah.
bit for certain games, but to say he's the 10 times ever player, if Chiesa gets a run of 4 to 5 games and he has stinkers, fine. But you can't say that. You cannot say that. And Chiesa, we've all seen Chiesa, and he's a player. So there's no one can tell me nothing about saying that he's just an average player. He's a quality player. He just had the little mishaps since he's come in, and he's been fit, and Slot hasn't used him. It's pretty simple, and that's all I'm saying. Look at most statistics at the end of the season, the last 2 to 3 years, there's been a drop off. And I said it this is not something I've said now. I've said it consistently. I said it before the season started. If we're gonna be somewhere, well, VVD hasn't, and well, due to other defenders' injuries and now lack of form, so it's not great. But the VVD inside it, if these guys don't get rested, then winning the league, although we are where we are now, still a long way to go. And you want your best players to be in form at the end part. So my point is, for me, no one else will agree. I want Casey, whoever. Mo needs to rest certain games, 1 or 2 games here and there, because the last 10 games is going to be big. And if we don't, then it's just, in my opinion, just going to be the same struggle and fight we have at the end of the season. That's it.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah. I will say quickly, definitely, Taki is someone. I guess maybe the reason why Hyler is maybe even saying that is because Taki played a huge part in us being able to lift the League Cup that year. He played a part.
Oh,
in
he
the
did.
Cup.
No point. But Hyler's missing the point. Taki wasn't as injured. He's missing the point. You're saying if with my grandma Healy, you're missing the point. Taki wasn't as injured, and is a different manager and a different regimen. Klopp used him. That's the key. Klopp used him. He didn't let him. He didn't waste him for 4 to 5 games and just say, you know what, you're not getting a game. He was used. He started certain games. There's a big difference to what the crazy situation is currently right now until it changes.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Do you want to add something, Brian? I know I heard. I know you're trying to get something in.
no, not to that one, man.
You're not going to get into that one. Not going to get into that one.
No way. I
Okay.
think it's doing
Just making sure.
getting involved in that.
Yeah, just making sure. Yeah, it's tough. I know.
And I'm going to say you got to talk to my lawyer.
Yeah, there you go. Oh,
Jake
man.
isn't even showing up in court. He's sending his representatives.
Yep. Especially with that sort of case. But I understand what Nalante is trying to say quickly about Salah needs a rest and stuff. But what it is with Salah, Nalante, he's the type of guy, I know you probably heard this a million times, 90th minute, 0-0, bang, he'll get the winner. And I think because of that gamble, he keeps staying on. He's like, yeah, it'll come. And today I thought it's going to come. So that's the thing with Salah. Like, for me, I can understand you can criticize him because he hasn't been playing great and stuff. But for me, right now, he's playing the most minutes.
Yes.
Because he could be gone in the summer. He could be gone. And I think he needs to conserve his energy by not playing certain games like the weekend just gone. He didn't play. And I think there could be certain games you don't have to play. That's for sure.
Yes, I don't have the actual accent marks for him, but just so you know, that's how I think of my talk. Just mute myself. Bring up this and make sure. You'd have little accent marks over top of the O's, but that's what Taki is, by the way. Karuto Hiro. That's Japanese for he is a LFC cult hero. He's definitely a cult hero in my book. So shout out to Taki. Garuto Hero.
Yeah.
Garuto Hero. That's how you say it. I gotta touch up more on my Japanese a little bit more, but anyhow,
It is a gamble, Max, but it pays off quite a lot.
what's that?
Now I just saying to Max about JK is a massive gamble. I think Salah staying on the pitch, but for me, he's the one guy I know who could score out of all the team.
No,
He's the one guy.
yeah. Slot made a
And-
big gamble today by taking off Ibu, and that was a gamble. That was a
That was a good move. That was
It's a
a
good
top
move.
move.
And
Top
it's
move.
a tough move, very decisive move. We've seen this coach actually go with like 4 forwards sometimes in a match,
Yep.
a couple of different times, where I'm like, that is a bold move to do,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
So I will give him credit for, you know, being not settling for, oh, we're good with this 1-1, you know, let's not get caught up, because you could get easily caught going forward, you know, especially if you're going to do something where you're going to have Grav being back and possibly even having Virgil sometimes being on an island by himself. We could have gotten caught on a counter or something like that easily. But that was bold, and it was certainly a gamble in itself. But again,
His subs were sort of right, bar the Jones one, I believe. I think he got all the subs right.
that's
bar
all
the
I'm saying.
Jones one.
It's JK.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying.
He
I
did
think
well.
that you know that I'm a huge Curtis Jones fan, and I definitely stand up for him a lot. I've taken a lot of flack for some of the times I have stood up for him, but I just thought it's not that I thought he played poorly in this game. More so, I thought I would have gone a different with the selections on the bench. I would have possibly chosen a different selection. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Just a different option. That's all. So, and then if anything, maybe even refresh some of those other players too, possibly that were on the pitch. Yeah,
I think Slot has a hint of cautious game about him, if you understand my point. He's very he likes attacking sort of football. He'll have 4 attackers on there, but he's very cautious in what he does sometimes. It's a good thing. It ain't like, say, the guy at Tottenham who's gun-ho, everyone attack. I've seen it with Slot now. He has hints of sort of keeping it secure, and that's why we don't play full throttle football. Most of the game is like in patches. We'll put our foot down in the second half, for example. So you can tell he's cautious. He's learning on the job, as they say. Hence why I don't really want to see fans moaning about him. Like, come on, man. Which other person can come in and do what he's been doing since until today? You know, he's got us to the top of the Premier League and the Champions League. Life is good still. You know what I mean? We just wait until April, May. That's what us guys are waiting for. You know. But all in all, come on, man. We're playing bad, but we're not losing. We lost 1 goal against Tottenham. That really wound me up because you shouldn't have been on the pitch. But we lost 1 game against Tottenham. Sort of ruined the sort of not getting beat sort of run, you know. United, we played poor. We got a draw.
Okay.
Today we played good. I think second half, yeah. So it's equal, 1-1. Even though I think Forest were really poor, I don't think they were good at all, actually. Yeah.
I think they were fortunate that they got again a goal. I thought we could have done better with that. There was a lot of, it wasn't just solely on Ali. I'm not saying that either. I thought that we got caught out on that goal. When you look at it back, you can see that we should not have been in that spot personally. But
yeah,
no, they put us in. No, I'm giving it. Look, they put that move together. If we'd scored that goal, we'd be like, that's a great goal. It was our own. I think the only way that you say kind of unlucky. It's like, look, it's pretty much the only one they had. Yeah, you can pick it apart, but to me, we could have stopped it. Yeah, but we should have had. Yeah, look, they got one chance, they put it away. Okay,
Yeah.
but we should be able to come back and win that. Maybe you look at all the Mo chances, clearance off the line. You know, goalkeeper, what 2, 3, 4 world class saves. It's just
Yeah. How about
you
this?
know,
How about we get
I know-
one world class save, Brian? That's all. Ali
Well,
makes one world class save
No,
there.
but he didn't. That's what I'm saying. Like but that's one chance. Okay, they get one chance.
Yeah,
He
they would have
takes it away.
tried again, maybe, you know,
Fair.
because
Yeah.
if that never went in, they probably think, you know what, let's go again. So in a weird
Oh,
sort
they
of way,
wouldn't.
it
They
worked
sat
out
back
okay.
straight away, JK. They sat back straight away. As soon as
Straight
they
away.
had that one goal, they just
Mhm.
even when it got to 1-1, they were like, "Cool, we'll take
We're
1-1."
cool, we'll take that. Yeah, yeah.
They didn't even try and bring it back to 2-1.
Yeah.
Unless they didn't. They were like, no, even at 1-1, they're like, no, that's fine. We'll still take this.
Mhm.
You know,
I think Forest, if they really wanted to, that first half could have won the game. I think they made a wrong move there. I think as soon as they took the 1-0
agree.
lead,
I
they
agree.
could have gone for more. And
Yep.
it sort of worked to our plan a little bit better. Gave us the opportunity to put our foot down in the second half, you know.
Yep.
Worked out
I agree
okay.
on that. That's a good point, JK. I agree on that. I think that, like, if anything, that first half, considering we weren't being decisive or weren't being clinical, as like some people like to say, with our shots and with our opportunities that we were getting in that first half, they could have, rather than sit back and continue to try to, like, let us have our way with what we wanted to do. They could have tried to, press a little bit further and get that second goal. But I think if they had maybe if they do that in their mind, credit to them. Maybe if they do that, then maybe it does open up a counter for us, or it opens up some spacing behind that we take advantage of. Because I honestly think that, that they're a good team. They're a good team. They're a team playing well in their system that they play. I just don't think
They're a well-drilled team, sort of.
A well-drilled team. That's well put.
Yeah.
they won't change. They won't change. I wouldn't have expected them at all. They do what they do because it's gotten them where they are, and they won't change from.
And they'll be relegated within 3 years. Watch.
In a couple of
It's gonna happen, man. I can't wait.
Mario won't be there. Nuno won't be there. Milenkovic won't be there.
Hey, no, Gibbs White. The works.
Gibbs White is good. I think he's a quality little
No,
player.
he's good. Yeah.
Top little player. He's become a top little player. I think
Watched him
there's
since
a lot of hype
Wolves.
about him. But he looks a player, man.
It would be crazy if they got Champions League, but anyway, especially at the expense of a team like Arsenal, that would be also.
Oh, that'd be great though. I'd rather have them
be
in
great.
it than Arsenal. That'd be so funny.
Well, if they finish 4th and Arsenal finish 5th, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, that will be Arsenal.
So who are your top
right
four
now?
then?
Arsenal. So top 4 is, like, right now, Liverpool 47 points, Forest with 41 points, Arsenal with 40 points, Chelsea is with 37 points. Newcastle with 35 points sit in 5th place. Again, they can go into, with a win, they could go into 4th place above Chelsea.
Wow.
And excuse me. And Manchester City sit in 6th place with 35 points. Followed behind them is Bournemouth. Surprisingly, Bournemouth again in 7th place with 34 points. Villa Villa is killing my predictions, but Villa sit in 8th place, 32 points. Fulham 30 points, 9th place, and Brentford, who we will be going up against in our next matchup, sits in 10th place with 28 points and a +3 differential.
Yeah, the Brentford game will be good. I think, look, come on. I don't really want to say this. No, I'm not going to say it. No.
How many points, real quickly? Okay, we'll answer that. We'll give a shout for that real quick. How many points do you, because we're going to end this, we're already 20 minutes over, but how many points do you think it's going to take to win the league this year? Real quick. go around the horn. We'll start with let's start with Brian, Nolante, JK, and then I'll end. 89 from Brian. Okay. Nolante.
85.
85 will win it. Okay.
Oh, I'll give you the answer tomorrow. I need to work it out.
Come on.
Oh, it'll be
I'll
lower.
go 87.
Yeah, it'll be
87.
lower than the crazy 96. It's not going to be any of that crap. It's going to be one of the lower ones in recent years, I think. Yeah.
Look at us. We dropped points today, and what happened? United, Chelsea, and City dropped points today. Even Forest dropped points today. So we've been lucky in that way, where every time we sort of drop points, other teams have dropped points as well. So it's okay, man.
We've been very lucky.
Yeah, we've been very lucky. So it's a blessing in disguise, when we've sort of played poorly and failed, other teams have done the same. So I think God's with us, man. It has to be this season.
Mm-hmm. 86 is what Robert's saying. 86 is what Red Armchair supporters saying. Kevin's saying 90. Irishman again said 89. Yeah. It's a good question as to what it will be to go. I'm thinking that 90 points wins. I'm with Kevin. I think 90 points wins the league.
Well, that'll do it easy. Easy. This is not a 90-point league.
I don't think so as well. I don't think so.
They're all dropping points. They're all dropping so many points. You'd have mathematically won it if you were to get 9.
Okay, you're right. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
By the time you got, they're all
how many points? It's this, because you know what's weird about it. Now, again, I don't want to get too far into it because I want to at least end it by the 2:30 mark. For me, like, I could see this resembling somewhat of the year that Leicester won the league.
Yeah, I was going to say it. Yeah. Everybody else was shit. They were good, but everybody else was also shit.
Yeah.
Had like record low years. Chelsea had a bad year. City had a bad year. We had a bad year. Arsenal had a bad year. It was Tottenham that was running close. Yeah. Tottenham was the only one at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone else had like a real 72-point season or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That to me, I don't want to, equate us to Leicester in any way, but
yeah. Shout out to Jedi. Got 2 assists today. Big. That's a big help for me. I like to hear that, at least for my fantasy pursuits. They end up losing the game, but you
take that. You take that.
So I will take 2 assists from Jedi for sure.
Who's Jedi?
Jedi is
Robinson.
Yeah. He used to, when he was young, when he was young, he used to he loved Star Wars when he was younger. So his nickname is Jedi because he, that's his thing. But yeah.
He's got quite a few assists here this season.
Yeah. I know he doesn't get he unfortunately doesn't get a lot of love from some people. I know
he doesn't get praised as much. Yeah.
K-Mac doesn't praise him. I know that I've seen some other content creators out there.
All these people that watch Fulham all the time, that's why they don't fucking praise him. They don't know anything about him.
Yeah. I keep an eye on Fulham simply because there's so many. There's American players on there. I do keep an eye.
No, I know you do. I'm just saying, all these people that don't rate us, because when's the last time you actually watched a 90 minutes of Fulham game? Be honest, it's the last time they played us. That's the last time you watched Anthony Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most of them they have an opinion, but they don't watch the guy play every week.
Yeah. And I get it. Some people will be like, oh well, even if you say he plays well for the national team, oh well, that's international. That doesn't. People act like football isn't football just because you play club or international, like as if You know, I don't get that when people say those things. Like, oh, well, that's him playing national. That doesn't mean he's good. I'm like, what the heck does that mean? You know, like that makes no sense.
I
But
wanted to ask you guys quickly, like, if you had a guess now, who's going to be top four? Who you going with?
well, I'm not. I gave
You
my
don't have to
four,
put
but
them in
my,
position.
right
You
now
can
my
just say,
four is not looking like they're going to end up that four. Forest is putting a
Mhm.
real you know,
push.
crowbar into a lot of people's top fours. I'm sure.
Mhm. Like for me, I'm going Liverpool, Forest,
No
Arsenal.
way. You have Forest making it being having a second place finish this year.
I wouldn't say in that order, but I believe
Okay.
they can't crumble. I just feel like okay, they lost to Arsenal, I think, or City. City beat them 3-0. Or City.
I mean,
I don't think City might not get it.
there's only, let's say, well, for a team that I had in the top four, the team that was in the top four last year, Villa, there is only between Forest and them, and Villa actually has to play another game too. So it could be even less. Let's say they win, that'll be 35. But let's go with what they have now, 32 points. There's only 9 points, or 9 points separating them. So 3 games difference between the two. Yeah.
Like Newcastle are pushing pretty hard right now.
I think Newcastle's a shout to get in the top four, to be honest with you.
Yeah, man. I got them. I'll say Arsenal, Forest, Newcastle, Liverpool. Them four.
Robert, you still got faith in Villa? Okay, I got you. Oh, they did. They just signed
Marlon. Yeah.
The guy from Dortmund. Okay, they're really making a push. Really making a push.
Villa don't mess around. They buy up a lot of players. They do.
Yeah. Quickly, actually, I'm trying. I definitely want to end it before the 2:30 mark. So I guess the magic question is: are the Liverpool fans the only one that want to win titles this season, or how about the owners? Well, gosh, Heidler's really pushing it. You won't let that thing go.
That.
Yeah.
Like that.
Will Salah and Trent stay? Will they stay with a club that shows no ambition? Oh my goodness! You really won't let that. Yeah.
We can vote someone already. The market's
Still
open.
getting no moves. It's getting
No
worrying by the
moves,
day
nothing.
now.
Nothing
It's
to say.
getting
Hey,
worried by
there
the
you go,
day now.
Annie.
Yeah.
There you go, Annie.
I don't know. You know what? Today was supposed. I don't know. Again, we'll get into a lot of that tomorrow. But yeah, today was supposed to be. I think today was supposed to be the day that they announced who's going to be facing point deductions.
Oh, no one. I think. I think it's
So-
no one.
Is there no one? I don't know about that, because I know that like I thought Leicester was certain to be getting point deduction. They were looking that they're going to be getting a point deduction. I thought. I don't know. I haven't seen. I'll check that out.
Mhm.
Lot of homework for me to do. From all the questions I've been asked, but I will get it done as best I can for tomorrow. We're going to end our viral match reaction before it gets any more crazy. But you know, is there anything you'd like to say to the people, JK, before we bounce?
No. Peace. Look forward to the Brentford game, and press the like button as well. And I think Linda needs a new yacht.
Yeah, you know. Okay. Brian, anything you'd like to say for the people? Oh, Brian's on mute. So go to Lante. Lante, anything you'd like to say for the people?
Yeah, disappointing tonight. I know the money bags at West London and City 115 City Guardiola champions City 4 times champions Pete City got in it again. So yeah, I mean, yeah, we move. I mean, we're top. I mean, actually, I'm going to leave JK because he's the best man for the positivity. I'm still in two minds, disappointed in, rolling tactics, but can we just get a win next time, please? But big up everyone, and yes, good night.
Okay. Big up. Brian, is there anything? Are you free? No, maybe not. Well, someone that I definitely think is an icon. You say icon same way in Japanese as you do in English. Well, it's spelled differently, but it's definitely somewhat pronounced the same. And we already know what cult hero is in Japanese today. Had a little bit of a little language lessons today, but big up to our Karuto hero, Taki, and big up to hopefully maybe one day he'll get the opportunity. Hopefully we will see him get the opportunity to be a cult hero as well. Chiesa. I don't know. Does anyone know how to say that in Italian? No one knows. I don't think so. I guess not.
I think it's the same.
Anyway, yeah, is it the same? I
think it's the same.
Yeah.
You got to put a little accent on it.
Don't do that.
Some New York accent on it, the way they would say it.
Okay, I think I got it down. Iroho di Cotto. Iroho di Cotto. My Italian needs some definitely polishing up.
I think Italy's the most times I've been to the country is probably Italy. I've been so many times there. It's really nice.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure if Frank heard me say that, I'm sure Frank would be crushing me right now. I'm sure. So I'll be sure to not try to butcher the Italian that I'm attempting to do. Yeah, Iro di Colto. Iro di Colto. I think is how you say cult hero in Italian, but Iro di Colto. But you guys are all cult heroes in my book. Thank you for staying with us for as long as you did. 2 hours and 30 minutes plus on the books. We will be back tomorrow with another episode as always. I know. I'm sure my Italian is not good. I think my Japanese is better than my Italian. So anyways, big up to everyone that stuck with us for this match or for this episode. Everyone that stuck through this match.
Sorry.
No,
But yeah. Good night, everybody. Thanks. Good night.
Yeah, thank you. I tried. Brian's gave us good night. Good night to Marion. Definitely, everyone. Keep safe as always. Yes, definitely. Big up to Lord Rodney. You got work. Your team's got work to do tomorrow. By the way, Lord Rodney. Lord Rodney's team's definitely got some work to do tomorrow. And big up to everyone again that joined us today. We will be back tomorrow. Join us in that 7:00 hour. And until then, people, stay safe, stay blessed. And as always, up the Reds, people, up the Reds. Guys, take care, and we'll see you.